Oh, I didn't see you there. Why don't you come on inside? Have a seat right over there. Well, I'm not sure how I did it, but I think I just combined Bob Ross with To Catch a Predator, so we're off to a great start already. I, like many others, have felt this sense of constant doom for 2+ years now, and it's just getting worse, and I decided I want to paint something. We're gonna be painting probably the most traumatic moment of my life that happened back in 2007. Before we get started, I'd just like to thank YouTube for sending me this special plaque for hitting 680 subscribers. Thank you very much, YouTube. I can't wait to hang this up. So just real quick, I bought these paints and all these paintbrushes and this thing, the easel. I bought these all back in 2016, shortly after I broke my ankle and I couldn't run anymore. Running was my thing and I couldn't do my thing anymore. And I kept thinking like, well, what are you gonna do now? How are you gonna pass the time? And my brain just malfunctioned and was like, you know what, dude? You should start painting. You should buy a camera. You should get into photography. You should do all these things. I bought like camping equipment. I thought I was gonna like be a camping guy. I don't know what happened. Anyway, I bought all this stuff and I never got to use it, and life is short, so let's paint. I felt like this could be a little relaxing thing. I got the green screen. I'm gonna put like woods or something kind of like Bob Rossi. I don't know, we'll see. Hopefully I can figure out the green screen this time, I don't know. If you know me and you've heard the stocking stuffer story, that's what I'm gonna be doing today. If you haven't heard the story, buckle up. I got all my paints ready, I got my brushes here, so let's get started. And wooded scenery. All right, so I'm using water, I'm not using paint thinner because I don't wanna breathe that in. Wait, what does Bob Ross do? He puts it in there and then he like, we're gonna whack the devil. We're gonna whack the devil out of it. I don't think he sounds like that. Yeah, that's what he does. Okay, so we're gonna go back in time to 2007 when I was a busboy at a seafood restaurant in Long Beach, California called the Crab Pot. I loved my job. I mean, we were kind of the busboys were kind of like, you know, the bottom guys. You know, there's the servers, there's obviously the managers and stuff. Busboys, you know, we kind of got bossed around a bit, but I loved it. Everybody was really nice. Both my brothers Ben and Nate worked there, and we often got to work together, which was it was really fun. I loved it. I loved that job, man. And it was a seafood place, so, you know, who doesn't love seafood? I actually didn't like seafood until I started working there, but then I really gave it a try, and I love seafood. I love king crab. I used to think that calamari was like cheese sticks, like mozzarella sticks. And then I finally tried it and I was like, oh my God, this isn't cheese sticks at all. What is this? It's baby squid. You're eating baby squid. It's delicious. So part of being a busboy, for me anyway, it was getting to entertain people. I'm gonna put some more tables in the background just so there's like some stuff going on. By the way, I can't remember if I mentioned this or not, but this is my second time painting, like ever. So I have no idea what I'm doing. It's probably gonna be really bad, but hey, we're learning here. Anyway, if you've ever been to a seafood restaurant, it's really messy. We used to give out bibs. I know a lot of seafood places do that. They give you a bib so you can get an idea of how the meal is going to go. And the most common thing that people would get was the feast, which was a giant bowl full of crab and potatoes and corn and sausage and mussels. And what we would do is we would put down butcher paper on the table, give everybody their bibs, and then dump the bowl on the table and just let them go at it. We would give them mallets and boards, and not one single customer ever in the 2 years that I worked there would ever bang it on the table and yell, order, order. Nobody ever did that. All right, we're gonna put little people in the background here. By the way, these paint names are really funny. Some of them are, this one I'm using now is Flesh Tint. And then blue, one of the blues is PHTHALOCYANINE. Philistine. Anyway, it was a really fun place. I loved it. Like I said, for me, it was. I got to be like, you know, entertaining. You gotta have fun at a restaurant like that, or you'll go crazy. So if you've ever worked at a restaurant, you know the usual things. You go up to the table and like, oh, how was everything? And you know, Dad is like, it was terrible, and like all the food is gone. Ha ha ha. But yeah, it was a good time. Like I said, I got to work with my brothers, who both of them I love. So that was a lot of fun. It was the perfect job for me in my early 20s. So for the cleanup process, the busser would walk over to the table, and the polite people would kind of like move away so that we'd had room to, like, you know, do our stuff. When people were done, they would just throw their shells and, you know, corn on the cob and stuff. They would just throw it in the middle of the table on the butcher paper. And what we would do is, I'm gonna have this guy be by himself. You're pathetic. That's why your wife doesn't want to be with you anymore. Look at you. Look at you sitting all by yourself at the crab pot. What are you doing, dude? Busboy would come over to the table. Hey, folks, how was everything? Good? All right, glad to hear it. Okay, can I move all this stuff out of the way for you? And we would fold up the butcher paper essentially like a giant diaper. And we would just get all the corn, half-eaten potatoes, all the shells. We would just like roll it up in a big ball, and we would stuff it into the bowl that we brought the meal out in. For normal people, that wouldn't sound like a really fun job, but I liked it. I mean, it was kind of fun to see if like you could do everything in one trip. And for whatever reason, people really like to watch that. They like to watch us work. So like I said, for me it was really entertaining. I got to kind of like crack jokes and stuff, making people laugh. Now, this event that I'm painting took place around Christmas time. So my little bits, my one-liners were involving Christmas. I'd purposely leave like one shrimp behind and be like, hey, that makes a great stocking stuffer. Ha 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 ha. I can get you a to-go box for those shrimp tails if you want to give it to your kids instead of coal. I don't know, you have to say these things or you will go crazy. Now, on this fateful day, there was a group of 8 women who looked like they had just come from church. They were dressed very nicely, and they were part of the Red Hat Society. The Red Hat Society is an international social organization that was founded in 1998 for women age 50 and beyond. So basically, it's just a group of women that hang out and they wear red hats or purple hats or pink hats, depending on like their membership level. Both red and pink hatters often wear very elaborately decorated hats and attention-getting fashion accessories, such as a feather boa, at the group's get-togethers. So they were really dressed up, like everybody was looking at them. So these women, I'm gonna go ahead and do like a Last Supper type thing, because I don't know how to do, I don't know like perspective. Before we get to the tragic events of this day, this morning I woke up with a bloody nose, which never happens to me. I don't know if it was the weather or what, but it kept bleeding and it wouldn't stop. It was like 20 minutes and I had to go to work. I felt fine, it wasn't anything serious, so I just, you know, stuffed tissue in my nose and drove to work, and luckily by the time I got there, it stopped. I was on fire that day. I don't know what was going on with me. I was just having a great day. I was all smooth. I was making everybody laugh. I was the bus boy. I was hitting all my Christmas jokes, just hilarious. Oh my God. Sam, you are so funny. Man, I hope that busboy is the one that cleans off our table. I don't know, dude. It was just corny. Like, I was probably high-fiving people and shit. Like, I was just having a good day. I was having a great day. So, alright, these ladies are just gonna kind of hang off the end here. I don't know this is abstract. It's an abstract piece. I was kind of hoping I would get to clean off the Red Hat Society table because they looked like a lot of fun. They were laughing. They seemed like a party. They seemed like a good time. And as fate would have it, one of the servers asked me, Sam, will you go clear off table 64? Absolutely. I gotta give them their purple or their red hats. I don't know, these ladies look pretty good. Can I just say this doesn't look, oh no, what happened? Oh, fuck. It doesn't look that bad. It kind of looks like they're, what are those things, those half man, half horse? Centaurs? I don't know how to pronounce it. Yeah, they kind of look like that. This guy really looks like one. He's, you know what? I'm gonna give him a purple hat too. You get a purple hat, buddy. Sorry, red hat, not purple. You know what? Everybody gets a red hat. We're all Red Hat Society members in the eyes of the Lord. All right, maybe I'm gonna leave him out. He's fine. So I go up to table 64, I'm like, hey ladies, how's it going? They're like, oh my God, so good, ha, it was so good, oh, blah, 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 blah. Glad to hear it, I'm gonna clear off this mess for you. And they watch me work. I'm cracking my jokes. Other people are watching us. They're like, what's all the commotion over there? That guy's hilarious. Those ladies are gorgeous. Everyone's having a good time. I wish we were a part of that party. My manager probably walked by and was like, man, that guy's gonna be president one day. I wish I could give him a raise. God, I was on top of the world. My shift is almost over. I get to go home. I get to relax. I get to see my dogs. Oh, just life is great, man. Life is great. They tell me I'm like a young Jim Carrey. Oh my God, what a compliment. And then finally, I'm standing there. I cleaned up their whole table in one go, and I'm holding the bowl. I have the butcher paper all wadded up, and I'm standing there and I go, okay ladies, can I get you any wet naps or anything? Any to-go boxes? Now, this lady on the far end holds up a lone shrimp, kind of dangling it like this. That's the little shrimp she's holding. Can I get a to-go box for this little guy? All the ladies lose it. They're cracking up at this. Like a sitcom, I wait for them to settle because I've got this killer line in my head, ready to go. I'm holding the bowl, waiting for them, just smiling like, man, you're about to make their day. Absolutely, ma'am. I'll be right back with the to-go box. Those make great scopping scuppers. Scopping scuppers. Stopping scuppers. Those make great stopping scuppers. Scopping scuppers. Those make great stopping scuppers. Those make great scopping scuppers. It wasn't happening. In my mind, I was like, Sam, you need to stop right now because you're freaking these ladies out, but I just kept yelling it. I thought it was gonna come out, it was gonna be funny, they would laugh, but it wasn't happening. So I'm standing there with the bowl in my hand just going, stopping scuppers, stocking stuckers, stocking stuckers, stopping scuppers. I watched the smiles just disappear off their faces and they were growing concerned, thinking, is he having a stroke? I thought I could salvage this still, but I was just like barking at these women and everybody in the restaurant was kind of like looking over like, what's that guy doing? And finally, when I realized this just wasn't gonna happen, my friend at the end said, you mean stocking stuffers? I'm in the deepest realm of my panic attack, but I let out a little chortle and I went, yeah. And what happened when I let out that chortle? My blood clot in my nose was free, and what landed in the middle of their table but a little blood? What do we say? What do we say to this? What does anybody say when this happens? We don't say anything, that's what happens. Nobody says anything. I could feel the blood going down my nose, onto my mouth, onto my shirt, and I retreated to the back. You know what? I'm pretty sure everybody saw it, so everybody gets an open mouth. Even the lonely guy. I go to the back and I wash off my face. The server who asked me to clean off the table came over to me and was like, hey man, what the fuck happened? I was like, I'm sorry, I was trying to do this bit I've been doing for like 2 weeks, stocking stuffers. It's really funny, I tried. And like the blood is still just gushing down my face. And he's like, yeah man, you were like yelling at them, like what happened? It's like, I don't know, I was trying to save the joke. I thought I could save it after like the 18th try. I was like, dude, I can't go back out there. He's like, yeah, no shit, I think you just need to go home. And I think this is that crazy blue, the Phalathaka stocking stuffers. Anyway, that was it. That was the traumatic event that I think about maybe once a week to this day. And the reason I think about it is because of how many people it affected. It wasn't just me with like one other person where we experienced this thing. It was 8 other people and then the spectators. So my story is probably like a campfire that all these people tell, like, oh, you guys gotta hear about this busboy who like turned into Satan and started bleeding on this Red Hat Society member's table. Cheryl, do you remember that? Yeah, we were having our anniversary dinner and this kid just walks up and starts yelling at these women and then just bleeds on their table and leaves. We never saw him again. And then these poor women, they probably just came from church. They probably were gonna go do things after. I mean, they were all dressed up, like they were going places. You can't go anywhere after you've seen that. And then I'm assuming at least half of them are probably married. They told their spouses, they probably told their kids, these people probably told their kids. I mean, it just affected so many people. I don't know, I just feel bad. I wish I could have explained it like, hey ladies, here's what happened. I woke up today, had a bloody nose, thought it was good, but then, yeah, I kind of tripped up on my words, and then you made that joke, and then I laughed, and oops, and that's what happened. Instead, they probably thought I was the devil. And it's probably a story that they've told so many times that it just changed so much. Like, oh yeah, and then his head rotated like 360 degrees and he started throwing up all over the place. It was crazy. And then he like, we're gonna go ahead and beat the devil out of this. So that's what happened. I don't know what happened with this blue. I thought I would kind of do a background, but I don't know how it's gonna end. I guess this is good enough. I probably should have used brown or something because it was in a restaurant. Instead it looks like we're in the sky. But whatever, we had fun today, didn't we? I'm not sure there's anything to take away from this. I don't know if there's like a lesson or what. Maybe if you think that you're gonna say something funny and it doesn't come out the first time, go ahead and just abandon it. You don't need to try to save something that's just not gonna happen. I could have just said, those make great stopping scuppers. You know what I meant. And walked away, everything would have been fine. But instead, I scarred 8 women that day, and I hope they're well, and that my story is not being told, but it probably is. But you know what? That's life. That's what happens. Happy little accidents. All right, I don't know what's happening here. I'm just gonna put everybody in their own little like bubble, and then I will probably go ahead and take this straight to the dumpster. Can you imagine finding this in the dumpster and just trying to figure out what this is? I kind of want to drop this off in like a parking lot and put a note on the back that says, hey, if you find this, can you please like come up with an interpretation and text me what you think this all means? I would love to see someone just text me like, yeah, it looks like there's some people riding some buffalo, and then Satan is doing some kind of blood sacrifice in front of these women, and they are in the sky. Okay, I don't know if I want to put my initials on this, but you never know. This might be worth $10 million in like 30 years. Like someone will like this, I don't know. So there you have it. That's the Scopping Scupper story. I hope that if any of you ever have a bloody nose that you take care of it. Don't laugh in front of people, because this might happen. This could happen to you. I didn't think it happened to me, but look what happened. If it could happen to me, it could happen to you. It could happen to anybody. Alright, that was it. I hope that you enjoyed this. I'm probably done painting forever. And you know what? If there's something that you really want to do that you keep putting off for whatever reason, go do it. If you want to learn to knit, if you want to paint, if you want to like start learning to play basketball, I don't know, whatever you want to do, go do it. Like, I have never painted, and look at this. It sucks, but I know it sucks now, and I don't have to wonder if it sucks. It's okay to find out you're terrible at something. You just have to go out and do it so that you can know you're terrible at it. So there's your pep talk.